It was 5:47 a.m. Mr. Harold Bennett, a 76-year-old retiree living in Ohio, sat on the edge of his bed, rubbing his temples. He had just woken up feeling unusually heavy and short of breath. As a man who's dealt with high blood pressure after 60, Harold didn't ignore signs like this anymore. He reached for his digital monitor and pressed the button. The result startled him: 174/102. What made this moment scarier was not just the numbers, but the fact that this was happening before he had eaten breakfast, taken his walk, or even had his morning coffee. There was no stressor, no trigger. Just a sudden morning blood pressure spike. And it wasn't the first time. If you're watching this and thinking, "That sounds familiar," don't ignore it. These early morning spikes could be warning signs of something far more dangerous than you think. In fact, research has shown that the risk of heart attack or stroke increases significantly in the early hours, especially between 6 a.m. and 11 a.m. Now, you might ask, isn't it normal for blood pressure to rise in the morning? Yes, to some extent. It's part of our natural circadian rhythm, the body's built-in clock. But when that rise is too sharp or too early, it becomes a red flag, a silent signal of hidden problems in your cardiovascular system. Especially for seniors, this spike isn't just a number, it's a story waiting to be told, or worse, a crisis waiting to happen. Let's break it down. When you wake up, your body naturally releases cortisol, the wake-up hormone, which causes blood vessels to constrict slightly. At the same time, your sympathetic nervous system kicks in, increasing heart rate and blood pressure. For someone healthy, this process is smooth. But for a senior with hypertension, arterial stiffness, or a history of transient ischemic attacks, this can be a dangerous cocktail. Worse, many seniors are taking their blood pressure medication too late, sometimes after breakfast, or even mid-morning. Giving the body too much time to surge unregulated. Mr. Harold used to do that. Until the day he had a sudden dizzy spell at 6:30 a.m., and his doctor called it a silent warning. If any of this sounds familiar, don't panic. You're not alone. According to cardiologists, early morning is the most vulnerable time for strokes and heart attacks in elderly patients. That's why this video exists, to guide you, your loved ones, or anyone over 60, through the hidden dangers of morning blood pressure spikes, and what you can do today to protect yourself. Before we move forward, please consider liking this video, subscribing to Senior Health Stories, and turning on notifications so you never miss essential updates about your health. And if you know someone who wakes up feeling off or struggles with their blood pressure, share this video with them. It might just save a life. Stay with us. In the next section, we'll explain what actually causes these dangerous surges, how they relate to your daily routine, and what you need to ask your doctor right away. Let's talk about what actually happens inside your body when you first wake up, and why it matters. Every morning, between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m., your body goes through a series of hormonal changes. This is part of your circadian rhythm, your biological clock. One key hormone released during this time is cortisol, also known as the stress hormone. Cortisol helps wake you up, boosts your alertness, and gets you ready for the day. But it also does something else: it raises your blood pressure. For healthy people, this rise is manageable. But if you're over 60, have arterial stiffness, or are dealing with hypertension, this early morning blood pressure surge can push your levels into dangerous territory. And when that happens, your risk for a stroke, heart attack, or transient ischemic attack skyrockets. Several studies have confirmed that most strokes and cardiac events in older adults occur between 6 o'clock and 11 a.m. Why? Because your body hasn't fully stabilized. Your blood is thicker in the morning due to overnight dehydration. Your heart is working harder to pump oxygen. And yet, this is the exact time most people haven't had their medication, food, or hydration. Now imagine this: Mr. Harold, the man we talked about earlier, used to take his high blood pressure medication around 10 a.m. That means for the first 4 hours of his day, his arteries were completely unprotected. And it's during this window, the early surge, that most fatal events happen. That's why doctors now recommend chronotherapy, the idea of syncing your medication timing with your body's rhythm. In simple terms, this means taking your medication before the surge begins, usually at bedtime or as prescribed by your cardiologist. Doing this helps regulate the early morning spike and reduces your chances of complications. But it's not just about hormones or medication. Lifestyle plays a role too. If you consume high-sodium foods the night before, skip your water intake, or sleep poorly, your chances of a morning spike increase dramatically. And here's something that might surprise you: sleep apnea, a common but underdiagnosed condition in seniors, can also trigger early morning hypertension. Interrupted breathing during sleep puts tremendous stress on the heart. If you or your loved one snores heavily or wakes up gasping for air, it's time to talk to a neurologist or sleep specialist. By the way, if any of this sounds familiar, take a moment right now to comment below. Yes, mornings are tough for me, too. Your story could help someone else feel less alone. We also want to know, what time do you usually take your blood pressure meds? Let us know in the comments, we read every one. Let's recap a few key causes of morning blood pressure surges in seniors. Early cortisol and adrenaline spikes. Arterial stiffness due to aging. Dehydration overnight. Delayed medication intake. Poor sleep or untreated sleep apnea. High sodium or sugar consumption the night before. Underlying conditions like chronic stress, metabolic syndrome, or vascular inflammation. Understanding these causes is the first step to taking back control. In the next segment, we'll walk through a step-by-step guide you can follow to reduce your morning blood pressure surge starting tomorrow morning. Stick with us, because what you learn next could help you or someone you love avoid a medical emergency. Now that you know why early morning blood pressure spikes are dangerous, let's talk about what you can actually do about them. The good news? You don't need a complete lifestyle overhaul. With just a few key adjustments to your morning routine, you can start protecting your heart and reducing your stroke risk as early as tomorrow. Let's break this into 6 simple steps, easy to follow and backed by science. Step 1. Take your blood pressure medication at night, if advised by your doctor. This strategy is part of a concept called chronotherapy. Studies show that taking antihypertensive medication before bed helps blunt the early morning surge, giving you more stable blood pressure throughout the day. But don't make changes without professional guidance. Speak to your cardiologist first. Step 2. Hydrate before bed and after waking up. Overnight, your body becomes dehydrated, which thickens your blood and raises pressure on your arteries. To combat this, drink a small glass of water before sleeping, and have another as soon as you wake up. This simple act can improve circulation and soften that early morning spike. Step 3. Avoid sudden movement upon waking. Many heart attacks and mini strokes happen when seniors go from lying down to standing too quickly. Sit up slowly. Take a few deep breaths. Stretch. Let your body catch up before standing. A rushed morning is a risky morning. Step 4. Eat a light, low-sodium breakfast. Salt raises blood pressure, and many people consume far too much at breakfast through processed cereals, breads, and breakfast meats. Choose oatmeal, fresh fruit, or eggs with vegetables. Avoid high-sodium options. Bonus, add a banana for a natural dose of potassium, which helps lower blood pressure. Step 5. Monitor your blood pressure at the same time every day. Invest in a blood pressure monitor for seniors. Take your reading within 30 minutes of waking up, before caffeine or food. Log your numbers. Trends matter more than any one reading. Share this log with your doctor regularly. Consistency is key. Step 6. Don't skip your morning walk. A gentle 10 to 20 minute walk after breakfast helps open up blood vessels, reduce arterial stiffness, and regulate stress hormones. This simple habit, done daily, can reduce your cardiovascular risk by over 30%. If the weather is bad, try indoor stretches or walking in place. And here's an important note: if you live alone or care for someone over 60, consider setting a daily check-in routine. A quick call or message each morning can make all the difference if someone experiences sudden stroke symptoms, fainting, or confusion. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these steps are you already doing? And which one will you commit to starting tomorrow? Leave a comment below and inspire someone else to do the same. While it may seem small, that comment could help others realize they're not alone in this journey toward better heart health. Let's recap quickly: your heart protective morning checklist. Take your meds, if prescribed, before bed. Hydrate right after waking. Stand up slowly, no rush. Eat a low-sodium, heart-healthy breakfast. Check your blood pressure consistently. Move your body gently every morning. These are not just habits, they're acts of self-care. Each one is a line of defense against silent killers like stroke, high blood pressure, and transient ischemic attacks. And remember, consistency wins. Even if you're starting late, it's not too late. Stick with me, because in the next segment, I'll break down the hidden morning triggers most seniors overlook, including some you might think are harmless. Let's take a deeper look at the morning habits and triggers that many seniors overlook, but could be silently harming your heart. What makes early morning blood pressure spikes so dangerous isn't just biology, it's also the routine behaviors that sneak under the radar. These are things people do every day without thinking twice, but they could be fueling a stroke or heart attack without you even realizing it. If you're watching this and you're over 60, or caring for someone who is, please stay with me until the end of this segment. It could save a life. Trigger number 1, rushing to the bathroom. After 6 to 8 hours of sleep, your body is dehydrated, your blood is thick, and your vessels are tight. Standing too fast, especially for a senior with high blood pressure, can cause a sudden drop in blood flow to the brain. Add the strain of urination, which activates the vagus nerve, and the result could be dizziness, fainting, or even mini-strokes. Tip: sit on the edge of the bed for 1 to 2 minutes. Stretch. Breathe deeply. Take your time walking to the bathroom. Trigger number 2, drinking caffeine too quickly after waking. Coffee isn't the enemy. In moderation, it can be heart healthy. But downing a cup before hydrating or taking meds can spike cortisol and increase blood pressure sharply. This is especially dangerous for people with arterial stiffness, a common age-related change. Tip: drink water first. Wait 30 to 45 minutes before your coffee. Balance it with a potassium-rich breakfast like banana, spinach, or sweet potatoes. Trigger number 3, skipping morning medications. We've talked about chronotherapy, the timing of medication matters. Skipping or delaying antihypertensives, cholesterol meds, or blood thinners in the morning can leave your cardiovascular system vulnerable during the most dangerous time of day. Tip: use a pill organizer with a timer. If needed, set an alarm or ask a family member to check in. Trigger number 4, watching stressful news or arguments first thing. Yes. Emotional triggers matter. Stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol are naturally elevated in the morning. Adding emotional stress early on can trigger atrial fibrillation, heart rhythm disturbances, or worsen vascular inflammation. Tip: swap morning news for calming music, gentle stretching, or a light walk. Leave intense conversations for later in the day. Trigger number 5, morning inflammation flare-ups. Research shows that systemic inflammation, which contributes to arterial plaque rupture, tends to peak in the early morning. This may explain why most heart attacks and strokes happen between 6 o'clock and 11 a.m. Tip: anti-inflammatory habits like omega-3 supplements, adequate sleep, hydration, and consistent physical activity can help stabilize your body's rhythm. Mini hook moment. Think back: have you or someone you love ever felt faint, had chest pressure, or blurred vision right after waking up? These are not just random. These could be warnings. Drop a comment below if you've ever brushed off something like this. Let's talk about it. Your story may wake someone up, literally. Trigger number 6, underestimating silent symptoms. Fatigue, lightheadedness, confusion, or a mild headache in the morning might not be just aging. These could be signs of a transient ischemic attack or even a silent stroke. These events don't always show dramatic symptoms, but their impact is very real, especially if left unchecked. Tip: schedule routine checkups. Ask your doctor about a CT scan or brain MRI if symptoms persist or recur. Early stroke detection tools are more accessible than ever. In summary, the most dangerous part of the day isn't what you see, it's what you assume is normal. From standing up too fast to skipping meds, these small morning choices add up. And when combined with high blood pressure after 60, they become far more serious. Let's recap what to avoid. Jumping out of bed. Coffee before water. Delayed medications. Morning news stress. Ignoring silent symptoms. Skipping checkups. Please share this video with a loved one who might be brushing off these risks. It's not just about information, it's about transformation. Helping someone change their morning could change the outcome of their next decade. And if you found any value so far, consider liking this video and subscribing. Your support helps us keep sharing senior health tips that matter. Let's now move from awareness to action. Because knowledge is only powerful when it's put into motion. If you or a loved one is over 60, experiences morning blood pressure spikes, or has a history of heart health concerns, this segment is your blueprint for long-term prevention. We're not talking about quick fixes. We're talking about sustainable changes that lower your stroke and heart attack risk and improve your quality of life. And yes, they can also reduce reliance on excessive medication, but always with your doctor's guidance. 1. Master the morning routine with chronotherapy. One of the most overlooked strategies in controlling high blood pressure after 60 is aligning your habits with your body's natural rhythms. This is the foundation of chronotherapy, a science-backed approach where timing matters as much as the action. Wake up at the same time daily. Take medications as prescribed, ideally 30 minutes before getting out of bed if your doctor agrees. Hydrate before coffee. 1 glass of warm water can jumpstart your circulation. Include magnesium and potassium-rich foods in your breakfast: avocado, spinach, pumpkin seeds, banana. These small shifts reduce morning surges and stabilize your blood vessels throughout the day. 2. Optimize sleep for cardiovascular health. Believe it or not, your blood pressure while sleeping is one of the strongest predictors of early morning events. Poor sleep increases inflammation, stress hormones, and weakens vascular resilience. Stick to a sleep window, no screens 1 hour before bed. Keep the room cool and dark. If you snore or feel tired despite 8 hours of sleep, get checked for sleep apnea, a hidden but common cause of morning hypertension. Sleep isn't a luxury, it's a cardiac intervention. 3. Daily movement, but smartly timed. You don't need to run marathons. But you do need consistent physical activity to reduce arterial stiffness, improve circulation, and enhance blood vessel elasticity. Walking 30 minutes daily, especially in the late afternoon or early evening, helps lower nighttime and morning blood pressure. Gentle morning movement, tai chi, yoga, or light stretching to wake up your body safely. Bonus: regular movement improves insulin sensitivity, which is a key factor in morning blood pressure variability. Remember, movement is medicine. 4. Reduce sodium, increase potassium, the natural balancer. A common culprit in morning spikes: excess sodium intake from dinner or late-night snacks. Sodium retains fluid, increasing pressure in your vessels by morning. The fix? More potassium-rich foods and less processed sodium. Swap out salted snacks for nuts, berries, dark leafy greens. Incorporate avocados, beans, sweet potatoes, and tomatoes into your meals. Consider a quality electrolyte drink without added sugar in the mornings. Potassium doesn't just balance sodium, it protects your heart. 5. Strategic supplementation, always with doctor's approval. Certain evidence-backed supplements can support your vascular health, especially when taken consistently and at the right time. Magnesium glycinate helps relax blood vessels, especially helpful for morning stiffness. Coenzyme Q10, CoQ10 supports mitochondrial health and smooth muscle function in arteries. Omega-3 fatty acids reduce systemic inflammation and prevent plaque rupture. L-theanine or ashwagandha supports stress reduction, useful if morning anxiety contributes to your spike. Mini hook. Have you ever taken your blood pressure in the morning and seen a number that made your heart skip a beat? If so, leave a speech balloon comment and let us know how you managed it. Your tip could save someone's life. 6. Monitor and adjust. Know your body's data. You can't manage what you don't measure. And in the case of early stroke detection, tracking is crucial. Invest in the best blood pressure monitor for elderly users, preferably one with memory storage and irregular heartbeat detection. Log your readings, morning, afternoon, and before bed for 7 to 14 days. Share that data with your neurologist or primary care doctor during checkups. More doctors now use ambulatory BP monitoring to identify hidden patterns, like dippers versus non-dippers, helping tailor your treatment more effectively. 7. Community, routine, and support. Lastly, don't do it alone. Health is easier to manage when you're accountable and supported. Join a senior health group, even if just online. Set weekly health goals with your family or caregiver. Subscribe to this channel and enable the bell, so you get fresh senior health tips every week. Together, we can make this journey lighter, more hopeful, and healthier.